Welcome back to Live 5 News at 3 o'clock. We're just a few days out from Men's Health Awareness Month, and health experts want to make sure that men across the Low Country have all the information and the resources you need to care for your mental and physical well-being. The National Association of Health Services Executives South Carolina chapter is teaming up with the Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated Beta Kappa Lambda chapter to host a workshop focused on men's wellness. And here to tell us more about it, Dr. Anthony B. Thompson, Jr., who's involved in both of those organizations. What made you come together now to have this particular kind of program?
Well, first of all, thank you, Raphael, for having me on this on the program to talk about this event. Well, as you said, the NAHSE is what we call it for short, the National Association for Health Services Executives. We are a national organization that promotes the advancement and development of Black healthcare professionals, while also uplifting and elevating the quality of healthcare services to those who minority and underserved populations. And so then Alpha Phi Alpha, the most distinguished fraternity there is.
They are distinguished, but there are others. I'm just saying. Go ahead.
I will say, our fraternity's mission is to develop leaders, promote brotherhood and academic excellence while providing service and advocacy for our communities. So as you can see, we have a shared common interest when it comes to focus on community. So we decided it would be a good idea to partner and come together to promote this workshop for men's health awareness.
All right, very good. And I'm a member of Kappa Alpha Psi, so I had to throw that in. So with this, what kind of resources can people really expect to get?
Well, out of what they can expect coming to this, those who are registered, one, it's going to be a relaxed, chill environment. You know, we're going to have breakfast and lunch refreshments served for them. And we're going to have some dynamic speakers. We have Dr. Douglas Gleaton, who's a family medicine physician, currently in Charleston, South Carolina. He's going to share on cardiovascular disease and diabetes. And he may share a little spiritual perspective on how our bodies are torn down and, you know, how God created our bodies. And also, we have Dr. Uriah Chapman. He is also a medical doctor from the Medical University of South Carolina, graduated from MUSC, and his has a remarkable, inspiring story. He will be actually, maybe for those who are interested in the medical industry, he will have an affinity towards the field of medicine, then he'll be an inspiration to them. But he'll also be talking about hypertension and cardiovascular health as well. Then lastly, with myself, I'll be talking about mental and behavioral health. So I'll be touching on some components of mental health and mental illness related, but there's some distinctions there and how we approach those. But I'll be talking about identifying and dealing with stress. You know, how can we navigate and effectively cope with some of the issues that we're facing? Some people don't even know what they're facing, and do some really workshop. This is a workshop, so we're going to be engaged in having activities and getting to the nuts and bolts of some things.
Do you think men are very forthcoming when it comes to the things that bother them, or do you think they kind of keep it close to the chest?
That's a really good question, and I think for many people, particularly men, we tend to overlook our overall health and well-being. And so with that, I know the CDC actually reports or indicates that there are 14.8% of men 18 years and older have fair or poor health. So and some people may say that number's not high. That's okay. And some people may not be aware that that's from a national perspective. And so the number is high enough. It's not 1% and it's not 0. So we can do better at improving our health. And I think, you know, this workshop is just one of the tools or resources that we could use to help address some of these areas in our health and well-being.
And if there are any women who are watching this as well, I'm sure this is a great opportunity to look at the men in your life and getting them to some of these services, some of these resources.
Yes. It's not just, it is geared towards men, but it's helpful for women to understand that as well. You know, you may be a brother, an uncle, a son, a father, a husband. You know, you're impacting the community. Our community needs us. Our world needs us. Our families needs us. And so the people who are walking beside us also need to understand the concerns that present themselves through our health and well-being. So I think, you know, we have a lot of aggregate data out there, but the de-aggregated data says a lot when it comes to disparities too as well. But that's a whole nother story.
All right. So if you're interested in checking out the workshop, you can head to the main branch of the Charleston County Public Library on Calhoun Street on June 6th. The event runs from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. and you can save your seat by heading over to the Big Red Box on live5news.com.